Have you ever noticed how the smallest adjustments in how you wear something can change how you feel? It's not about following rigid style rules or forcing yourself into someone else's definition of polished or put together. It's really about understanding how subtle shifts can really help you feel more in tune with yourself and how you want to show up in the world. Maybe you love wearing all your shirt and buttons done up. Maybe rolling your sleeves makes you feel more comfortable in a meeting. Fantastic. The key is knowing that these small tweaks aren't about right or wrong, but rather tools you can use in shifting how you feel and how others experience you. In today's episode, we are diving into how small style adjustments can shift perception, both yours and others, and a few simple ways to play with a little bit of structure and openness and ease in your outfits, and how to use those micro tweaks in a way that really works for you. Not because you should, but because they make you feel more confident. By the end of this episode, you're going to walk away with some new ways to think about how to express yourself through style without ever feeling like you have to follow a rule book. Welcome to the Style and Strategy Podcast, where personal brand meets leadership and style. I'm Sonia, a personal brand and style coach who's been exactly where you are, juggling career and business success, personal growth, and finding a style that truly fits. After decades in corporate leadership, I've learned that showing up isn't just about what you do. It's about how you align who you are and how the world sees you. This season, I'm bringing you practical strategies, bold insights, and honest conversations to help you amplify your presence, unlock your next level, and lead with clarity and confidence. Let's dive in. Your style is actually deeply personal, and the way you wear something should feel really good to you. But what's really interesting is that the small intentional tweaks can really shift how we experience ourselves and others experience us in different settings. So this is not about following like rigid rules, as I said earlier, but really a lens to experiment with. So for example, if you love wearing your shirts buttoned up, maybe because that makes you feel a little bit more structured, a little bit more composed or put together, like you're ready to focus and just really sharp. Whereas maybe you like it with one button undone. It might feel like a little bit of a balance between put together and relaxed. Or maybe you like having that shirt button with two undone. So that's going to always feel a little bit more open, a little bit more casual, and a little bit more effortless. So there's no right answer in terms of which one to do. It's about what works for you in different moments. If you think about it for a little bit, if perhaps you're walking into a meeting that requires you to have a bit more strength in it, a little bit more structure, show your kind of prowess in it, you might want to have those buttons done all the way up versus say you're heading into a more of a networking event, or you're meeting some new colleagues for the first time, or you're having a conversation with a team member where you want to be able to have a more open conversation. Then you might be looking at maybe undoing at least one or two so it feels like a much more open conversation. But the same also goes for other micro adjustments. So let's have a think about beyond buttons. What else is there? Well, in the world of style, there's so many different tweaks that you can make that actually shift a way that an outfit looks. So beyond buttons, you can also think about this when it comes to your sleeves. So sleeves rolled up versus left down. Rolling them up can create that feeling of ease and approachability, while leaving them down might give you a sense of a little bit more formality and control. So, what feels best for you in different moments? Have you noticed that you actually gravitate more to one versus the other? Blazer on versus blazer off, right? Some people feel their best when they've got that structured blazer on, but others might feel more like themselves when they remove it. It's really about knowing shifts in your mindset and how you want to show up. One area of our style that we don't necessarily always think about is our hair. And how you wear your hair can actually impact how your style works as well. So, a slick back bun, for example, might feel really strong and composed, while loose waves might make you feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more open. Neither is going to be better. It's just a choice that can actually impact how you actually show up. An example, though, could be that if you're wearing a particular outfit and you're thinking, there's something off here. So, for example, if it's quite a structured outfit from top to bottom and your hair is also pulled back, you could come across as very polished. And if that's not the look that you are going for, you might want to try adjusting your hair to see if it softens the look. Again, this isn't about changing who you are. It's about having the tools in your toolkit to really match how you want to feel and how you want to be perceived, because that's what leadership presence is all about. So, how do you actually start incorporating these little changes into your life in a way that feels really natural? So, here's a couple of tips to experiment this week without pressure. Right. So maybe identify a key moment this week. Choose a situation where you want to maybe feel a little bit more confident, comfortable, or powerful. Maybe it's a meeting, a presentation, or event. And then play with one small tweak. Choose just one element to adjust. Maybe you leave that blazer on longer than you usually would. Maybe it's you pushing up your sleeves, or try swapping something that's in a softer fabric, maybe for something more structured. And then this is the most important part. You need to observe how you're actually feeling in that moment. Yes, you're in the moment, you're doing what you're doing, but you need to take a bit of time just to quickly reflect, okay, how do I actually feel? The key is not to focus on what others think at this stage, but really how you feel in that outfit. Does that tweak make you feel more yourself? Does it make you feel more confident, more comfortable? Has it shifted the way in which you're showing up in that particular moment? And then step 4 is, based on whatever that outcome is really to adjust it and make it your own. If something doesn't feel right, make a shift. The goal isn't to fix it, it's actually to refine what already works for you. And then, as an added bonus step, is have a think about, how did things go in that meeting, networking event? Did something shift for you in that moment? Finally, I want you to really think about how small shifts in how you wear your clothes can really impact how you feel and how others experience you. There's no one size all fits approach. The goal is really to find what works for you and use these adjustments as tools and not rules. So this week, you're going to choose one small area to have a bit of a play and experiment with in a real life setting, because we know that with action actually comes change. So if you get to experience it, you'll know whether that's working for you or not. How does it make you feel? Does it shift your confidence? Does it shift your presence and or your energy? And as always, if you're looking for a little help around this space, book in for one of my complimentary brand and style audit calls, so I can help guide you in that direction. I'd love to know how you go with your experiment. Tag me, drop me a DM, let me know the outcome. I'd love to hear.